Oh, hello. I'm not really sleeping, and I'm not under the covers because I just made the bed this morning, and I was like, I don't want to remake the bed. That's why. Now, of course, I realize this topic's disgusting. It's gross, and it's something I have zero experience with. I have just heard from other husbands that this is something that some of them do. I've actually heard rumors that some wives have been known to do this in bed. And I just feel like being an outsider, being somebody who has not experienced this in any way, I feel like I can shed some light on how to deal with this. If this is an issue that you have with your spouse, it's disgusting. Let's figure out how to solve the problem. Now, the first tip that I'm gonna offer is like, it's simple, but, okay, it's gross, I realize, but I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this without being too disgusting, but there's no way to do it, so I'm just gonna come out and be vulgar. Gases are released. Basically, the covers, the blanket, the sheet, act as like an insulator, encapsulating any released gases. So what happens is, let's say that I didn't care about messing up the bed, and I had a blanket over me. So what happens when you go to reposition yourself? You tend to move the sheet up a little bit, and what this does is allows gases that are trapped down below to release into your nasal passages, and it can be a horrific experience for you or your spouse. And so what you want to do is make sure that any gases released throughout the night are let out through a safe passage away from your nasal passages. Let them expand, let them out somewhere else, you know? Like, do your spouse a favor, you sicko, it's disgusting. Now, another quick tip I have, and this is a surefire solution, is just don't do it. Don't do it at all. If you know that there's certain things that you can consume or certain activities you do that can cause this release, just don't do those things. Just keep it away. Just keep it away. It's just so gross. Just hold it in. You deal with it. Don't let it out. Once you let it out, this is what it's like. It's like a sneeze, but this sneeze is putrid. You're so gross. I'm stuck. Number 3, I realize that there are times that this can't be avoided. It happens when you're asleep and you don't even know that this dirty deed is taking place. But that's not always the case. In fact, I would say most of the time, this slippage of filth comes out and you're conscious of it. I can't make this any less gross. And this again is just through my research. There's just some pressure that builds and you're like, what do I do? Get up, go somewhere else. You have doors and windows, release it elsewhere. Do it out there. Number 4 is, if the inexcusable happens, by accident or not, you should try to find a way to blame your spouse. You be the first one to be like, oh my, what is that? You know, like make it a big deal. Like, what the heck? Did one of the kids, is there an animal? Think of any excuse you can to put the blame elsewhere. It wasn't you. It's never me. So it's always something else. Okay, last but not least for me is number 5. And that is, this one takes a little bit of thought and planning, but what you do, actually, I'll show you what you do. This one needs a visual aid. This is it. This is the best advice I can give you. This is called the spillage container. This one happens to have a hole on the top, and I'll show you how you can use that. But it's pretty basic what you do. When you feel the urge to do something disgusting, you grab your spillage container, you deposit the intruder in here. Very quickly add the top. This is important. Add the lid, but remember, if your lid is like mine, it has a hole, and there's a very good reason for that. Your finger goes over the hole. As long as your finger's over the hole, the contaminant is contained inside. And what this allows you to do is then take the jar to a safe place and then release it. All right? I don't know how much more clear I can be. This is what you have to do to keep your marriage strong. I really hope you learned a lot from that. This has taken about 16 years of research. Again, no personal experience with this, but the research that I've done has taken a long time, and I hope you can benefit from it. And more importantly, I hope your spouse can benefit from it. If you like this kind of video and want more of them, let me know, and I'll try to put together more guides for happy marriage, happy kids, that kind of thing. I think the world needs it. So subscribe to the channel, share it with those in need. You know who they are. They just look like the kind of person who's probably disgusting at night. Give them this video. It could save their marriage.